Hi everyone, welcome to this new video. My name is Teji and my mission is to share my past experience with depression in order to help other people and motivate them to follow me on this journey of trying to improve our mental health, but also building the life that we want in order to feel more and more fulfilled every day. Before starting, I want to say that I'm very grateful for all your comments on the last video. I mean, I'm talking about 2 comments, but still, okay? And also the feedback that I got on Instagram from some friends of mine, and just, I'm very grateful, guys. It really means the world for me. So I'm saying this big thank you to every single one of you, okay? If you resonate with the message, don't hesitate to like the video, to follow, to give a little follow, and share it maybe with someone that may need it. Okay, let's talk about today's subject. Today I want to talk about the healing process. And maybe at the moment you're trying to improve your situation, you're trying to feel better, but you feel like you are just going back and forth, you're not really making any progress. And the reason for that may be that you're only addressing one side of a coin. And because depression is a two-sided coin, okay? First you have your emotional state, and second you have your situation. And I want to share in this video the mistakes that I made in both sides in order for you not to repeat them, okay? Let's talk first about the emotional state. First mistake that you could make is only considering the present moment, okay? Because there are ways of improve, improving at improving the way you feel at the moment. However, you have to ask yourself if the techniques you are using will benefit you in the long run. And there are a lot of these coping mechanisms that works, however, that are not good for us, such as drugs, such as self-harming or alcohol or other stuff like that. And unfortunately, if you don't consider the effect of those things in the long run, you will unfortunately affect the second side of the coin, which is then play to your disadvantage. That's why in this side of the coin you only want to focus on healthy ways of relieving your pain in your everyday life, okay? And these ways could be, for example, expressing your feeling to your friends or maybe to a therapist or other stuff like that. However, there is a second mistake you should avoid while doing that. And this mistake is only looking for sympathy. And looking for sympathy isn't a problem in and of itself. It only becomes a problem if that's the only thing that you're doing, okay? And it's important to understand that it's normal in a state of great pain to want other people to feel sympathy for us. It's normal to want other people to understand the pain that we go through every day and to maybe I don't know, give us support, and this is completely normal and there is no problem with that. However, if you're only focusing on that, you will unfortunately bring to you other problem, okay? And the first problem, first consequences, first consequence of doing that is only focusing on your problem. Because when you talk about this problem to your friend every day, this will also stay embedded in your brain, okay? And in the long run, you will only be focusing on the pain. And if you do that, this is the only thing that your brain will see at some point, because you're basically training him to every day focus on the negative and talk about it. Okay, that's why you should avoid it. I did this mistake too, and I'm not saying it to judge anybody, but that's what you should avoid in order not to get yourself in a worse situation. The second consequence of only looking for sympathy is that you are you will maybe lose some friends, and the reason for that isn't that your friends don't like you, not at all. It doesn't mean that. You only have to understand that when you express your feeling, you also express energy, okay? And there is positive energy and there is negative energy. Whatever that is, energy just circulates among us, okay? And this energy can also affect other people. The truth is, if you keep talking about your problems every day to the same person, depending on their emotional capabilities, you risk to put them, or at least to tear them down, okay, to bring them down. And that's why you should avoid, for your own sake but also for the sake of your friend, to only focus on your problems. And the truth is also that if you only come to talk about your problems without addressing the second side of the coin that I will talk about in a minute, well, your friend will feel like you are very, very ungrateful at some point. Just imagine it. Imagine today I go to maybe to my brother and I tell him, "Oh, Dorian, I'm so mad. I can't stop smoking. Okay, I keep smoking every day. I can't stop smoking." And what is my brother going to say to me? First, he will give me emotional support. He's going to say, "Yeah, you can do it," stuff like that, and maybe suggest me basic action to help me. For example, well, try not maybe invest your money so you don't have money for cigarette or stuff like that. Maybe you should give me your cigarette or stuff like that. It will maybe come up with things. It will give you ideas for ways to solve your problem. Okay, and imagine every day I come to him, "Oh, Dorian, I can't stop smoking. I'm sick of myself," and stuff like that. And I never even try to solve a problem by using the ideas that they gave me. I'm not saying you should listen to everybody, and listen to every advice that they gave you. But if you don't show like you're trying to make a step forward, people are just gonna consider that you don't actually want to feel better, and you're only looking for sympathy. And this is understandable. However, if you do that, you're going to lose some friends. And that's one of the mistakes that I did. I put so much burden on some of my friends, and today I regret it. However, you can't erase the past. You can only try to do better every day, okay? The second side of the coin I want to talk about is your situation. Because the first that I talk about is only the symptoms of this side. The truth is, you are depressed for a reason. It didn't just, came out of the sky. Maybe it's due to your beliefs, like it was for me, for example. Maybe it's in your habits, maybe it's what you're doing, maybe it's your environment, your situation, your today's situation will impact the way that you feel. If you are in an environment you don't like, or you're doing things you don't like, That's normal that you feel bad about yourself. I mean, it sounds fair to me, you know. However, the thing is, instead of trying to solve a problem, we only try to fix the emotional state. But there is something that you shouldn't forget, okay? Time will always go by whatever you decide to do, okay? And you can decide to do something good or bad, or doing nothing, but time will keep going by, okay? And your today's action will be reflected in your tomorrow's situation. And if you don't try today to put action in place in order to get a better situation in which your mental state get better, unfortunately, even if you keep trying to solve the first side of a coin, even when the time will go by, you will never feel good because you never solve your problem at the first place, you know. And I think this is a mistake that a lot of people do, including myself, not trying to take little action that will have impact on the next week in our mental health. And if you don't know what in your environment is making you depressed, if you don't have any clue of where to start, you should definitely look at your habits, okay? You should look at what you eat, because food plays a very, very, very deep role in your mental state. I will do a full video on the subject because we all know how much food is important, but most of the time we don't actually know why, okay? And I want to do a full video on the subject, and it will come out maybe in the next week, okay? And so yeah, look at your diet, look at all the processed food you're eating, look at the McDonald's, the fast food or other stuff like that. Look at your sleeping habit, your sleep quality. Look at the people you're spending your time to. If you're spending your time with people that only focus on the negative, you are going to do the same. And if you only focus on the negative, well, you're gonna focus on the fact that you're depressed, and you will just feel like it for the rest of your life, and that's not what we want, right? That's why we should try to surround ourselves with people that can, focus on the positive of things, the positive side of things. I'm not saying you should completely like dump your friends and saying, oh no, you're not good enough for me. Because the truth, you're not even good enough yourself, okay? Nobody is perfect. I'm not saying you should look for someone perfect. You should try to surround yourself with people you can move forward with, okay? So let's go back to the subject I was talking about. Diet, sleeping habit, people you surround yourself with, and you should try to fix it. You should try to improve them so that in the next weeks, when time will go by, your situation would have changed, and your mental state that will be reflected, that will be the reflection of your situation, would have improved too. You should always address both sides of the coin, okay? And I'm very sure that if you do that, and if you give it time, enough time, you will feel better. What you should try today is try and sit down and analyze yourself, analyze your habit, analyze your environment, and try to understand what is really making you sick, okay? what do you hate so much about your current situation, okay? And try to put action steps that will improve it. On the other side, well, you will need emotional support because people will help you to keep moving forward in the direction that you want, okay? So you shouldn't only focus on action. I don't believe in just putting your head, put your head down and just doing. We are emotional creature, and sometimes we need support, and that's why you should not be afraid to seek it as long as you try your very best to also improve your situation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope that this will help some of you, and don't forget that whatever are you feeling today, you're not alone, and there is a way out. You can do it. I believe in you.